was excited for 2019? Yeah? You guys excited? I've seen some shows on TV already. Is it a Times Square or something? They're dropping the balls. It's such a celebration of a new year. And I just want to say that the world knows how to celebrate. When I think about that, and I look at the church now, do we know how to celebrate? Why don't you celebrate? Do we know how to celebrate Jesus and the gifts that we have through Him? Lord, help us today and this year to celebrate Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Before I share my message this morning, I just want to pray, Father. I thank you for your word of revival. I thank you for your word of refocusing and your word of restoration. Father God, we speak it forth. We speak it forth, oh God, even as I share, oh God, let it be your heart this morning. And I just want to remove myself and I say, God, would you use me this morning? And would you open the hearts and the minds of your children this morning? Thank you, Jesus. In the name of the Lord, I pray, amen. Hey, I just want to take a minute to acknowledge, hey, Abby, there's a sweet girl over there. Her name is Inara. How old is she today? 2 months. Hey, we just want to welcome Inara to the Lifeboat family, you guys.
Woo!
Yeah. Thank you, love. Thank you for always finding ways to take care of me, huh? There you go. I know, right? No arm moment. Put it to the side so I cannot kick it over. I might just get too excited this morning. Yeah, that's right. Say, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Anybody remember the theme of the year this year?
Yes.
It's right here. Alright. Let's just all go to it. Revive. Refocus.
Restore.
And as we say it, we want it to be embedded in our hearts. And be a declaration of what the Lord is doing and is going to do in this year and even in the coming years. Amen. You know, one of the best statements I had heard in the past year was, begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. Most simply, before you start something, you must understand where you are going. And I've often said this, but just in different ways. You always want to understand where you are going. You always want to see. And this year, we want to begin with the end in mind. And when you think about it, think about a journey. You can't journey without knowing where you're going. You can't go into the crowd and try and locate somebody without a description of what that looks like. Have you ever tried to go into the crowd and look for a brown man? Yeah. Good luck. Many brown people. Yeah. Have you ever tried building a house without a visual or a plan of what it should look like? You might end up with a mud house, if you're lucky. But what we want to do this year is begin with the end in mind. And we'll root it into our hearts when we say revive, refocus, restore. We're saying this is where God is calling us to be, and we want to see it, and we want to walk it out. I know some of you guys trying to cook your turkeys last year. How many of you guys managed to successfully cook your turkeys last year without burning them? Without burning them. Alright, I know some of you guys will get your wives like you burned it. I'm not gonna support you in your ways. But there's the stress of doing things without a plan. Just so much unknowns in the outcome, so much frustrations and constant surprises. No one really needs to live that way. And we found ways to make sure that we don't get lost. We made GPS, we made recipes. Yeah, we made big signs, big neon signs. But sometimes you still get lost. It's also common that every year we make resolutions. This is what we want to do. It's also common for companies and organizations to have visions. It's so common. But how often do we have this great idea and we start it and we think it and we share it and then we'll sit down to do the numbers and then we budget. And suddenly it starts to get difficult in time. The more you plan on it, the more harder it gets to see it. And then sometimes you get tired and then discouraged. Until we forget it, until we have a new plan. I just want to say this here. It's not about discussing ideas. It's not just a hype. It's a mandate that we've got from God to walk in His light. So as He leads us here, we're going to walk in His light. And sometime earlier this week, I found myself thinking about the end. Well, the end, when I say the end, not when I die, but the goal and why we are here. And I find myself at Revelation chapter 22, verse 12, and it says, "Look, I am coming soon." I just want to wait there for a minute. Look, I am coming soon. I saw it clear. If you look at the Foursquare logo, look, this is just not a design. We've seen Jesus as the Savior. We've seen Jesus as the baptizer of the Holy Spirit. We've seen Jesus as the healer. Have we seen Jesus coming back? He's been with us, but He's coming back. We will see Him come back. I just want you to hold that thought. And He said, "My reward is with me, and I will give each and every person according to what they have done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end." And there was a reminder of the soon coming King. And yesterday, prayer and intercession was so crazy. Another God moment as we were praying, God's word came forth. And He said, "Behold, I am coming soon." But it also says that we are the voices to go out and say and declare that Jesus is coming back. And warn others that Jesus is coming back. Amen.
Amen.
We know that we also want to be caught up in the clouds with Him. We wait in the hope that He returns to us, and He will. But also we know that today, in the daily, in the weekly, in the monthly, in the yearly, we want to succeed in Him and through Him. The Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. He says, "I knew that you would get lost. So I made a way from the beginning. And I made a way for you to be restored to me." He said, "I made a way because I knew you would get lost." So if your hope is in the Alpha and the Omega, then you have a future. Then there is your future. Then I hope that you can see it. But here's the fact, that if you can show me your Lord, I will show you your future. Show me your Lord, and I will show you your future. I want to just ask, who is your Lord? Who is your Lord? When I say this, amen, I want this to be an expression of our lips, so something that we say to sound right. Because we always do things to sound right and look right, but we want to be right. If the Lord is your God, then in the meantime, there are things that we ought to be doing in order to secure our future. Yeah. If you want to invest in things, some of you have insurance. You want to make sure that you secure your future. Some of you have kiddos. You have savings accounts for your kiddos. You want to say, "I'm investing in their future." The future is so important to us, but our future is not just the right here. Because we have a tendency to be short-sighted. But help us, Lord Jesus, not to be short-sighted. Help us not to just see the shoes that we want to buy and the cars that we want to drive and the homes that we want to live in. Help us. Because it's more than that. You know, as runners of a race, we must run with a competence and an understanding of how we ought to be running a race. You never see a guy who's about to run a marathon sprint for the first mile. Yeah, Junior's in the back and he's smiling because he runs for miles and he just came in second last week when he ran. How are you just killing it, man? After a new start, like running marathons, getting engaged. Proud of you, man. But runners know this, that they should pace themselves. They also know that they should place their footing well. They also know that I should wear good shoes that are fitting for running. They also know that they should stay hydrated, that if they get a little too thirsty, that they shouldn't push themselves too much beyond that. They know that they should watch their heart rate. Because the heart, now, is where true understanding comes Everything responds to the heart. It's not just information for us today. I want us to know that it is the power of the Holy Spirit to bring transformation to us. So when you speak of the heart, think of transformation of the heart. And that is the power of the Holy Spirit working in us. Now, our theme for this year is revive, refocus, restore. Woo. And if you missed my sermon last week, I just want to say that this year is going to be a year of faith moves. And if you remember, we said faith moves, faith changes, faith shapes. It's okay if you forgot, it's alright. I know somebody said, I wasn't here. I wouldn't know. We'll be moved this year. We will be changed and we will be shaped. Not just in reaction to what has happened or what we have experienced, but standing in guard in anticipation of what is to come. We will no longer just believe that our mountains can move, but we would say to our mountains,
Move. Move.
we will no longer just believe that our mountains will move, but we would speak to our mountains and tell them,
Move.
move. Now revive. Revive means also to regain life, to resuscitate, to refresh, energize, rejuvenate. We want to revive the dry bones in our lives. Deal with unresolved issues with the goal to make once barren places alive and well again. If anything needs reviving, if it's left in its state, without attention, what happens to it? It dies. Have you ever seen the motion of somebody applying CPR? There's a consistent rate at which they should give compressions. And sometimes they do not stop until they hear a gasp of air or a cough. The sign of a healthy baby whenever it's born is that they cry. A sign of a healthy church is that we cry. Because we have a Father we can call on. We can call to. Because when we call on His name, He hears us. So let our praise and our desires be made known to Him. Because in Chronicles, 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14, it says that if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn their wicked ways, I will hear from the heaven and I will forgive their sins and restore their land. What are we doing in this year? As we say, we're coming to this year, we'll be fasting and praying. This is us crying and humbling ourselves and saying, Lord, restore our land. Lord, restore our families. Lord, restore me. Because we need it. And I love one of the things that we wrote. If you've been following the devotions that have been sent, if you haven't received those devotions, do get in touch with me. There's a way to receive them through your email. But one of the statements that was sent is repenting is just not changing. It's not just changing your mind. It's turning the life around. Because often we change our minds so many times, but we never turn our lives around. And this is the year that we say, God, I'm not just choosing a church or something that I go in fellowship to. I'm turning my life around to you. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
And for any revival to happen, it starts with repentance. With the humility, with the prayer and seeking. And we say, God, we need you to revive us. And God says that He promises that He will hear us. And this is where we have to ask ourselves and be honest and say, God, have I made changes so things look right and appear right? Or have I been changed so I am right? Because when He changes us, it's a lasting change. Amen. Okay, before I share this little story right here, I need to grab some water. Talking so much, I get thirsty. Now, there's a story of a man. I came across this story. He lives by a lake, and every Sunday morning he would go out to jog. Now, the lakes, they sat an elderly woman who was there, who was consistently there every Sunday with a little cage on her side. This guy got curious one day and he approached a lady, wanted to ask and find out what was going on, to which he found that she had some sea turtles with her. She was also scrubbing them, you know, with a little sponge on the shelf. So I was like, why are you scrubbing the sea turtles when they died? I don't get it. And she says, well, if you didn't know that algae and scum collect on the turtle. Gracias. Thank you for taking care of tea. Thank you. That's much better. The scum and algae collects on a sea turtle. And when left unattended, because in the wild, they have fish that eat up the algae and scum. But when they were on a lake, there was nobody really to clean them. So anyway, he says that cleaning them off allows the heat to be absorbed into the turtle, like, you know, so they can get warmer, but also allows them to swim more freely. He was so excited, and he was like, okay, this is exciting. I want to join you in the efforts to clean these turtles. Mind you, there's like 4 turtles anyway, right? So anyway, he joined her for a couple of Sundays, and one Sunday he was like, you know what, we've been working on these 4 turtles. What's going to happen to the rest of the turtles? Is there any difference that we're making really? Like cleaning these 4 turtles? What happens to the 99% of the turtles that are in the world? To which she said that if this turtle could talk, he could tell you how much it makes a difference for him. And I was like, whoa. Well, sometimes we look to influence multitudes when we can make a difference in just the one person. If you look around, we have some empty seats in this chair. See, it's not our desire just to fill up seats. We want people to be filled up with the Holy Spirit and come to Jesus. But if you take it upon yourself and say, and hold the chair. Do you have a free chair next to you? Hold it. If you have a free chair next to you, hold it. And pray for it. And say, God, this year, just one person. I want to walk somewhere, just one person to the Lord. In the name of Jesus, we speak it forth that you would give us boldness, Father God, to share you.
Yes, Lord.
And to be unashamed, Father. That we're going to be filled with your Spirit and that somebody will come to know you. Thank you, Jesus. Lord. Come on, Lord. I love Jesus. I want you to know that you're the significant contribution that you're making to this revival right here. That's your ability to influence just one man, one child. We're going to influence a generation and influence beliefs. Praying for an ability to see beyond what it is today. And revival for us is this. That we not only own up to our mistakes, but we surrender to them to God without the intention of taking them back. I'll say that again. Surrender is this, that we not only own up to our mistakes, but we surrender them without the intention of taking them back. Because sometimes we surrender things, and we go find them where we surrender them from and take them back. But to add life to us. Constantly add life. Because the enemy is adding death. Shall we then add death to death? What will become of us? We want to be a body that adds life. Not only to ourselves, but to others. Amen. So when we say, Lord, revive us, we repent that we've sang songs because we knew the words. Bring our lives back to worship. We repent. We repent when we've made a religious practice of going to church without being changed. We repent. And we repent, Lord, where we've not been able to show love to your children. Plant love in us so we can share. We repent. people who said, Kudzai, you gotta stop praying. I met people who said that non-Christians were more pleasant than Christians. When we pray for love and ability to love in the way that Jesus would love, that when we find people who have walked away from the Lord, that would be able to restore them back to the Lord in gentleness. Amen. I encourage you to pray. I was really hoping that I would have a private moment in front of the whole congregation. Because the Lord, the way of the Lord, He has a way of meeting you. The Spirit is here. And it's just calling us to repent. And I said, we repent when we've opened our homes and our workplaces and our nation to corruption. We pray that, Lord, you plant honesty, loyalty, integrity, so we may thrive again. Lord, we repent. Lord, we repent. I just hope that as I walk in vulnerability to you guys, that you see that I don't only write these things, I'm going to practice these things, and I'm learning these things, and I want to walk these things with you guys. Amen. Second thing is for us to refocus. And we say, when we say refocus, it means we rebuild and re-envision what it means to walk out life. Create an excitement for the future and what God has for us here. To create one mind, one body, and one heart. In the name of Jesus. Man, this is turning into a prayer session. I encourage you, if you're hearing these things, if you're prompted to pray, just pray. And speak life to those things right now. Amen. See, if we are to refocus, we have to understand where our focus was, what it should be, where it went, how we lost, and how we get back to Him. See, when God created man, He said, be fruitful and fill the earth. He said, I'll also give you dominion over every living thing. And He also planted him in a garden and said, tend to the garden. And man walked with God in communion as long as he obeyed. He said, obey. The only thing that I need you to do is do not touch the forbidden fruit. But the focus of every good thing that came out soon went out of focus because of the one thing they were not supposed to touch. The forbidden fruit. It still haunts us to this day. How many of you times, parents, when you say, do not touch the cookies in your house, how many times have the cookies been touched? Many times. How many times when you say, do not push the red button, somebody pushes the red button? There's always going to be someone that says, I wonder, really, what would happen? We laugh. But I pray that our focus will be on the things that God wants us to focus on. And not on the one thing that we do not have access to. Amen. You have to remember that sin entered into the world this way through a crafty enemy, the deceiver. I want you to note the cycle here. The cycle of the deceiver. that he inserted a false appeal, which was a lust and a desire. Because he's a seducer, the enticer. And after indulging Adam and Eve, went hiding because he brought shame. But when asked, Adam was like, it's the wife that you gave me. Right? He blamed, right? The enemy is the accuser. Right? So the deceiver, the seducer, who brings shame, and the accuser, what happens at the end? The God has to take them out of the garden. It breaks his heart. But there comes separation because the enemy is a corrupt. Do you see the cycle? Do you see the cycle? The way that we're living today. The deceit, the seduction, the accusation, the corruption, and the separation. That is the goal of the enemy, to separate the body, to separate families, to separate a nation. Why do you think we have so much parties? Lord, help us. Before then, Adam and Eve walked the garden without shame. And the Bible says they were naked and felt no shame. No shame because there was no guilt. No guilt because they walked unhindered and without blemish, with access to God. And normally when I walk into my yard, my dog is so excited to see me. Maybe 80% of the times. The 20% of the time, I go in and I find out that maybe she's bitten my shoe. I go in and find out maybe she's dragged something off the line of laundry. Maybe she's killed a rat. But you know what? You know something? She knows. And when I go to call her, she doesn't come. Because she knows she's in trouble. Think of us. How so many times we get into trouble. But how much harder it is each time to get back to the Lord, because he's still calling us. He still invites us to him. Yet because we feel accused. We feel shame and guilt. We feel a separation from him. But God says, I want to bring myself. I want you to bring yourself back to me. And I'll bring you back to me. Refocus for us is this. That we refuse to be shaken. That was when we say L, leading others to Christ. That we introduce somebody to Jesus. That we help them find their way to him. It's not enough to just know what the L stands for. It's good that you know it. It's not enough that we just know that the L is for leading others to Christ. When we say I, it's still enough for Jesus. We represent him well. We said that one is still a love for Jesus, that other people can come to know him, that other people want the same Jesus that we have. When we say F, we fellowship as a family, that we constantly find ways to include others in our family. You know, Jesus is just not exclusive to us. And I love that, because he's inclusive of everyone. Amen? But when we say E, every member of ministry, we come back to the authority and the power of the Holy Spirit that says we are also able to be used. And this year, I want you to look at yourself and promise yourself that you would not wait for a title before you get to the work. That you go to work before you get to work. That you don't have to be an usher to help somebody find a seat. You don't have to be a pastor to invite somebody to church. You don't have to be a leader to pray for somebody. And even in the service, if you feel led that you have a word for somebody, approach them and say, I have a word for you. Can I pray with you? I guarantee you, nobody will be offended. Lord, help us to refocus, rebuild, renew. And as the Lord says, for those who trust in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. And God will declare that as we focus and trust in you, that you will find new strength. We want to find new strength in you. That we will soar on wings like eagles. That life that would run and not grow weary. That beliefs would run and not grow weary. That the body would run and not get faint. We're getting there. Ooh, it's already 12 o'clock. I'm sorry, I got lost in there. I hope you can bear with me because I really need to get this in. We're fasting. That's good. Some of them was like, we're not fasting. Oh, but the sign of sheets never got to go around. Sorry about that. Would you bear with me? Because I believe that something, God is doing something. God is restoring us to somewhere.
Amen.
Restore means to return, recondition, overhaul, remodel, reconstruct. Not only what has been lost in the nation and the homes, but to us personally. We want to go back to not only what we've seen for ourselves, but what God envisioned for us. For what God envisioned for us. There's no greater story of restoration than the one that Jesus brings. And I want to go back to that moment when Jesus gave his last breath.
Daddy.
Let's go on that cross. Let's see Jesus. And Jesus cried out with a loud voice and yielded up his spirit. And behold, the curtain of the temple, the veil, was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook and the rocks were split. In that moment, people said, surely he was the Son of God. But what is the significance of the veil tearing from top to bottom? I want you to think about this for a second. Because before then, in the temple, there was what they call the inner courts, the Holy of Holies. There was a separation by a veil, and not anybody could enter. Only the high priest, only once a year. Only the high priest, only once a year. But when Jesus dies on the cross, the veil is torn. And it says, I'm giving you full access to my presence. Now we can experience it from any time. It says, I'm doing this so that you can have full access to me. Oh, help us, Jesus. The powerful redemption of the blood is that he granted us access to the Holy of Holies. And he calls us chosen, a royal priesthood. Because only the high priest could go in, but now he calls us a royal priesthood. Because the veil is torn. When we sing that song, I hope it's never the same. That you understand why the veil was torn. We have access. I remember sitting one day in a cast for 3 weeks. Some of you already know the story. Despite my countless warnings from my wife, I indulged in a game of football. And she said, I told you so. But I remember sitting in a cast and regretting my decision to play football that game. I said, I wish I just would have listened. But I also remember the promises that I made to myself that day. And I said, you know what? When I get my leg back again, I'm going to exercise more. And I apologized to my brother and said, man, I need to scrub you more. I made the promise. And I do scrub the foot more. But one thing, it's just I couldn't wait to walk again. I just couldn't wait to walk again. Because that's the gift that I just had, just to walk. This is the one thing that stood out to me the most. I had the ability to walk, and now I don't. Oh, help us, Lord. Because the Bible says in Isaiah 55:68, seek the Lord while he may be found. Right? There will be a day where he won't be found. Help us, Jesus. There will be a day where he won't be found. Where will you be found? I said, call on him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake their way, and the righteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, that he may have compassion on him, and to the Lord, for he will abundantly pardon. I want us to look back at life and say, man, we had such an opportunity, and that we had such a facility, and that we had so many chairs. I know many who walk for miles for a service. I know many who walk in the rain for a service. I know many meeting under a tree. And here we are. I don't want us to look back and say, God, we're such an opportunity. That we're privileged to sit in AC. That we're privileged to have sound and drums and mics and keyboards. Lord, help us see that we are walking in privilege. That we are undeserving, and yet we have the gift. Hallelujah. Lord, help us to be restored to you. Help us to pray as if we're under the tree, still waiting for something more. Help us to pray as if we're still walking barefoot, still seeking just to wear a pair of shoes. Help us to pray that there's something to yearn for. Because the Lord has all. God, we just want to go back to your heart. The heart of the matter. To be restored to vulnerability, Father. To be restored to spiritual and emotional maturity. To be restored in the name of Jesus. To integrity, to accountability, to resilience. To a fresh outpouring. We need your fresh outpouring. We need your fresh vision, oh God. We need a fresh hunger and thirst for you, oh God. We speak it forth. That you restore your children, that you restore your body, and that you restore your church. Alright. We're on the home stretch, guys. In conclusion, as we began our fasting and praying this week, I want to say I have already heard some testimonies. And I want to say this, the Bible Net had been out for a couple of months. But they said this week, hey, we just felt a strong call to meet again. That Jesus lives and he won't let his word die. Oh God, he won't let us die. And we were meeting here for the lunch hour, and then Elizabeth said it in the announcements that we've just been here. Just no agenda. You come into this room, there's some worship music in the background, and you just be. This is you and God. And it's been so transforming. The hour has gone so fast for me. I'm like, I've already been here for an hour. It's something which I just can't express. It's something for you to experience yourself. And if you can't do it for these 21 days, try it for one day. Just one. And say, Lord, I'll just do just this one thing. And just tell him. You can even tell him that, God, I'm going to go meet you. And God will be like, welcome. Welcome. I shared a few times that as we come into the year, we have a strong call to get well as a body. That's why we're speaking of revival and refocusing and restoration. Which means learning to be with him and finding revival through him. Finding refocusing through him. Finding restoration through him. But we will need to choose to walk in revival. We will need to choose to be refocused. Let's not only bask in the sacrifice of others. Because believe it or not, if one or two will give themselves in worship and prayer and fasting, God will move. But I want you to be one of those people, because you will be transformed as well. Oh, help us, Lord. And our strategy will be to pray and fast. And I spoke of a book, Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. If all this sounds new to you, that you're interested in being a part of the prayer and fasting, and the spiritual and emotional healing, come and see me. Come and see one of our leaders. the greatest statements is, it is impossible to be spiritually mature while remaining emotionally immature. Because it is possible just to be emotionally mature. This is why we meet non-Christians who are very nice and very welcoming. Because they're emotionally mature. But we can't be entirely spiritually mature. We can't experience the freedom in God if we haven't dealt with our emotions. Because it's a part of who we are. So we're seeking around it. Ooh. Lord, bring us back to you. We want to walk in a whole holistic approach that deals with everything that we are. With our mind, with our soul, with our emotions and our body. Because when we neglect one, it spills over into the other parts of our life. I don't want you to miss out on this. Because God will transform us. And I want to invite you to stand with me this morning. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Jesus. In your spiritual language, pray. This week, there's some significant things which I've heard, which I've read, which I've experienced, and I just want to take a moment just to share those things. That Jesus was and is a humble king. The humble king that is capable of saving. But when he returns as a captain of war. That it's not only Jesus that's capable of saving us, but also defending us. When you think of Jesus, captain of war. Repentance is not just changing your mind, it's turning your life around. And we're seeking for that. We just don't want to change our minds, Lord. That we want to turn our lives around. That as we care for the spiritual man, let's care for the emotional man. Let's care for our souls. May God may He help us find ways to care for our souls. And lastly, I just want to say, lead where you are. It's not a thing of a title. That we don't want to wait for friend day. Let's not wait for community of cultures to connect with somebody that's not like us. Let's not wait for the parade in order to just go give somebody some water. Let us lead where we are. Every member in ministry. Every member holding hope. Every member bringing somebody to Jesus. Every member is living enough for God. Revive, refocus, restore means we begin with the end in mind. And what is the end? That we're revived by Him, in Him. That we're refocused by Him, to Him. That we're restored by Him, to Him. And that in the end, we'll be returned to Him. A meeting in the clouds. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus. I know we've gone long, but anybody needing prayer this morning? Yes, yeah. Anybody needing prayer this morning? I'll invite the leaders up here. Because you're welcome. We just want to pray with you. We just want to love on you. We want you to experience revival. We want you to experience refocusing and restoration in many ways. And Jesus says, I am here. Lord Jesus, He is here.
Of the one who gave
walk in your presence, Father God. We walk in humility, oh God. Vulnerability and an honesty and a loyalty, a commitment and a faithfulness, oh Father. God, as we stretch our faith, that we're moved and changed and shaped in you, Father. Knowing and trusting that you are able, Lord. Oh, thank you, Father God, for your freedom. Thank you, God, for your presence. Thank you, God, for your healing. And those who are not able to be with us today, but they feel the presence where they are. Oh God, in the name of Jesus, God, we bless your name. You're good, good Father. You're good, good Lord. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. And I'll say,
Amen.
Amen. Well, God bless you.